So what I'm saying again is basically like rank in here doesn't matter because I challenged this guy one-on-one. He's you see, so RF Marm. Let's look at him. RF Marm. Wait. He's actually Tryndamere main. What the hell is going on? I thought he was a Riven main. Is that the same guy? Yeah, what's the guy? Anyway, he was like practicing, maybe he was practicing Riven. Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure he was a Riven main, right? Yeah, he plays a lot of Riven. Well, he plays more Tryndamere. Okay, so honestly, his strategy made no sense to me. But he's like Diamond 4, right? He's Diamond 4. Alright. So I challenged him one-on-one. He said, I'm learning Riven, you can one-on-one me Trynd versus Riven. Okay. Right. I said, yeah, okay, Rift or Aram. I said Aram, of course. He said not very realistic. Let's go Rift, okay. So we played Rift, I kicked his ass. Like his strategy made no sense to me for two reasons, right? Number one, we agreed that we're gonna play as if they were as if it was a real game, right? And he went Riven with Exhaust and Flash. I've never seen Riven with Exhaust and Flash, right? Because Exhaust doesn't do damage and it doesn't stop Tryndamere's healing, right? Because the problem in this matchup is Tryndamere's sustain is a bit of a problem for Riven, right? Okay, so that was one problem. So he said, I'll solo you level 1. He almost did. But I'll tell you the problem that, like, because of his setup, I normally, when I play Riven, I go Doran's Blade, right? And then I go Health Pot, right? But because I was like, he got me off guard with this exhaust thingy, right? So I did not play aggressive level 1 because I wanted to find out, what the hell is going on. So, like, he can say, I almost killed you, right, early. Like I had maybe 50 HP left, but he also had 50 HP left. And that 50 HP came from me having Doran's shield, not Doran's blade. If I had Doran's blade, he would have been dead. Like 100%. Right? In fact, I would go as far as to say he would not be able to farm level 1 at all. You see, because the problem I have is I never, ever, in fact, ever played against Riven with exhaust. Right? So I don't know the strength of exhaust level 1. Because normally, if you play against Riven, what you do is you take 20% of Fury and then you're stronger than her, right? You can zone her off. And if she fights you, she simply loses. So what happened in here was I did exactly the same thing, only instead of like all in her level 1, I kind of backed off because I'm afraid that she's going to exhaust me and then I might lose, right? So I played it safe, right? So then he pushed the wave a little bit and then he did very strange thing. He backed at level 3. Like Rivens never do that. I've never ever seen this happen before. So that's why you see in here, I was asking him like, why did you back level 3? Do you know what I mean? And he was like, I'm bored. Okay, fine, right? Here's the problem. He came back with a health pot. So his back was just to get a health pot. That's what I mean? And to regen his health because he almost died, right? Oh, oh. Yeah, wait. Yeah, he probably had to back level 3 because I will out sustain him, right? Anyway, right? That level 3 back was weird, right? I thought to myself it was weird. Anyway, what I did was I pushed the lane a little bit and then I let the lane go. I assumed he was going to freeze it. I swear to God, I thought he's gonna freeze it, right? So I went back, I got myself a longsword, and I came back. And you know what happened? He did not freeze the wave at all, right? And he had no flash at that point, right? So what happened next was he decided to dive me level 6 with exhaust, no flash, and I was on full health, right? He did proc my bone plating. I give him that, right? But he has to understand with exhaust, I had like half fury back then, right? Half fury. That half fury is health that I'm going to heal, right? Normally when Rivens do level 6 to level 5 dive, they either have jungle help or they have ignite because they can stop my healing, right? Because what happened, he all in me, right? I W'd him, I Q'd once I got half HP, and he actually died to the turret because I ignited him. Yeah, he died to the turret, and I had half HP left. So the health that I got was all of it came from my Q. And the reason why I got that health is because he didn't have ignite, because exhaust does not stop healing, right? So his dive did not make any sense to me at all. That's why I said, like, what the fuck was that dive, level 6? Like, how are you going to dive it? That's why I explained. I get full fury, you will fail you die without jungle help because you cannot out DPS his healing, Trindamir's healing, right? He says you don't know more than me. And he got angry and he rage quit basically. I actually gotta ask him for Trinde versus Trinde. Because what I'm saying fundamentally, what I'm saying is in solo queue, it literally makes no difference what rank you are. Because I've beaten Challenger and Grandmaster players myself, right? In Aram. I've beaten them. I've beaten them with LeBlanc, I've beaten them with Nasus, I've beaten them with Tryndamere. Well, that's the only champions I can play. All of them are brain dead a little bit. Anyway, right? And I lost to silver players for sure. I never lost to bronze players because what they do is very strange. But I lost to silver players because they have some impressive strats. Like I lost to this guy. He was Tom Kench with Hail of Blades. Man, that stuff is busted. it's it's insane. It's insane. It's so busted. And I was Nasus. I tried Nasus. Well, Tryndamere into Tom Kench is self-explanatory. You can't do much. But I tried Nasus, and I mean, man, there is like you cannot fight him at all like head to head. You cannot do it. So the only way to beat him is just to take LeBlanc, or you can go with Nasus ability power and just spam your E in one-on-one situation. That's the only way to beat him. Like stacking, if you think you can stack enough stacks to kill Tam Kench one-on-one later in the game, not gonna happen. I tried it. It just does not work. Because what happens, he will build attack speed, right? And when he procs his like I don't know feast or whatever it's called, right? Some kind of like hunger thirst or something. It does percentage damage. So the more health you stack, the tankier you become, the better it is for him actually, right? And you also have to factor in that he's gonna have a lot of health, and he's what's his name? He has this like shield thingy, and I'll show you the cooldown. You'll be like, what? That's so busted. I know, right? That is busted. There's no way. There's no way you can beat him head to head, this guy. Because look at his cooldown of his gray health. Thick skin. Look, 3-second cooldown. 100% of missing health, right? So just about as you think you're gonna finish him off, he gray healths, right? Boom. Do you know what I mean? And he will do that in a team fight like crazy. Furthermore, what he's gonna do is he going to kite out his Hail of Blades, right? Because what they do is they get boots of swiftness, right? And they basically start kiting you, and you'll be fighting his gray health for a majority of the time. Very hard to beat him. And that guy was like silver, do you know what I mean? So I'm telling you, like, solo queue is like it's because this answers the question, right? Because like there are a lot of forums and people discuss why professional scene never take players solo queue challenger players. Why they stopped doing that? Like back in the days when there was Moscow 5, like League of Legends was just starting, I think it was like season 3, season 4. Now a lot of rank 1 players were on professional teams. You saw that a lot. Now if you rank 1 on a server, nobody gives an absolute shit. Nobody cares, right? Why? Because it's solo queue. It's very very random, right? It's very very random. Your results in solo queue will also depend like on a champion. For example, like I used to be diamond, right? I was like platinum 3 back then, and then they buffed Tryndamere. Well, they did that rune where you could crit. It gives you healing and attack speed. And then Tryndamere and Yasuo became like 57% win rate. They were just ridiculously overpowered. And because of that, I became diamond, right? That doesn't mean I became a better player, but that just means that, for example, like right now, if you look at the leaderboards, rank 1 is support, this guy here. Now, it's not that he is like significantly better at the game now. It's just that this champion in here is absolutely busted, right? Absolutely busted. This champ, and he happens to be main of this champion, right? Because with Bard, you see what's happening right now is um, Bard basically gets experience from his collecting of his shrines, right? So what happens is he roams around the map. He does not fall back in experience, and this allows, if you do it correctly, your ADC will be always over leveled relative to the enemy ADC. So you as a combination, like you can always 2v2 them, always, right? And so not only can you 2v2 them, because he gets experience from shrines, he can also set up a lot of ganks. Like he's very mobile champion around the map, right? So not only can he help other lanes, like I was playing Tryndamere one time and like level 5 Bard shows up, do you know what I mean? In my lane. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like Bard, right? And then he just kept roaming and roaming and roaming and roaming. He wasn't even laning, do you know what I mean? And somehow he was still like up in levels. Their ADC was up in level. Like if you do it correctly, there's like very very small counterplay to this strategy. But what I'm saying is that like you see like nobody's calling him and be like, hey, do you want to join our professional team? Because solo queue doesn't matter, right? Solo queue doesn't matter. And I made a lot of videos on this because like I'm this is why I'm telling you like League of Legends needs to turn to one-on-one, because in one-on-one you have exceptionally good laning. You replicate laning phase. You can do freezing, you can do lane control, you understand cooldowns, you understand matchups, right? And it's very very efficient in terms of learning, right? Solo queue, the problem with solo queue, I will repeat this again, is the 2-2-1 theory, right? 2%, 2 out of 5 games you win for free, you don't learn anything. 2 out of 5 games you lose because you get feeders on your team, losers queue, right? You don't learn anything because, I mean, what are you going to learn? That your teammates are feeders and that your opponent is literally sitting under turret doing absolutely nothing. He's 70 CS. I played a game where their Renekton was 0-2. I repeat this again, 0-2, 70 CS behind, 3 levels down, and he won the game. Just let that sink in. A guy sits under turret, feeds, goes -3 levels, -70 CS, dies 2 times, and he still wins the game. Do you understand how unrealistic that is in terms of kind of like results? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like picking a bench player from a professional team and expecting him to be a Michael Jordan because he has 6 championships, right? But those championships were not earned by him. They were not earned by him, right? That's what I'm saying. Is like this guy. He is. Where's that guy? We were looking at this guy. Diamond 4, right? He's Diamond 4. He mains Tryndamere. So he's also, like me, a main Tryndamere. He plays enough games as Riven, right? He played enough games as Riven. How many games did he play, right? 53 games, right? 100 on Tryndamere. And Fiora and Riven are very similar mechanically champions. So like this experience transitions. This experience here transitions, right? Now Jax and Tryndamere, they have similarities. They have similarities, but nah, it doesn't transition. But this transitions. This experience here. Okay, so he understands the game, and yet he cannot beat a silver player according to the system, right? Furthermore, me as a silver player, according to the system, how the hell am I beating up Grandmaster and Challenger players? How is that even possible, right? Imagine you have a green belt and you walk into a dojo, you challenge Grandmaster and you beat his ass. Now, that tells me there's something wrong with the ranking system straight away. That's what I'm saying. Solo queue, waste of your time. Waste of your time. Does not reflect reality. All right, take care.